Shannonwatch is calling on the Irish government to categorically condemn the illegal invasion of Venezuela. The group also wants to see an immediate suspension of the use of Shannon Airport as a transit hub for US troops and their weapons. And joining me now is the founder of Shannonwatch, Dr. Edward Horgan. Edward, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Alan. You're very welcome.
So you're calling the US operation in Venezuela an illegal invasion and a kidnapping. Why do you believe this crosses a line that Ireland cannot, and perhaps you feel other Western countries and European countries cannot ignore?
Yeah, I think it's very clear the US in particular, but also others, including Russia, had been in gross breach of international law. Russia with the invasion of Ukraine. But even more so, in fact, over the last, since the end of the Cold War, we've had the US invading, overthrowing governments in Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya and elsewhere. Now, another line has been crossed. We've had a kidnapping of the president of Venezuela.
So you believe it? You were one of those who subscribed to what happened to Nicolas Maduro as being a kidnapping. So, what do you make of what do you make, Edward, of what he has been charged with?
Clearly, drugs are a problem in Ireland. Coming through Ireland, they're a problem globally. It's been used as an excuse against Venezuela and against the government of Venezuela. There is no doubt he was kidnapped. What we're not hearing in the Western media was the scale of the casualties, in fact, by the invasion of US Special Forces. We're now hearing that at least 32 Cuban military and police officers were killed, quite possibly trying to defend the president of Venezuela. In addition to that, in recent weeks, at least 115 boat people had been killed by the US Navy off the coast of Venezuela. The total numbers killed in the last couple of weeks, but particularly over the last couple of days, is probably in excess of or approaching 200. So this is not something minor.
And can I ask you about, as we heard Paula Sicard tell us, Nicolas Maduro, to refer to him as not a nice guy would be an understatement. And other Venezuelans have contacted us. And the one such view is someone saying, a Venezuelan telling us it absolutely baffles them how some people can actually refer to Maduro's captivity by the US as a completely illegal kidnapping and this act as an illegal invasion, when in fact it's literally the opposite. We gained our freedom today. Now I suppose it is dependent upon how events unfold, as I said earlier, over the coming days and weeks. But would you agree that, leaving aside who or what comes next in Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro not being president is a good thing?
That's not for you or me or the United States to decide. And violently overthrowing a government, and this was violently overthrowing and kidnapping the president of a country who is a member. Venezuela is a member of the United Nations. They are the de facto government of Venezuela at the moment, or were until over the weekend. The US has no authority from the UN Security Council. It is in gross breach of the UN Charter. I'm not saying that Maduro is an ideal leader, but that's not for us to decide. There are a lot of other people around the world. The behaviour of Donald Trump in particular in recent years would persuade people that he is not an ideal leader of the United States any more than Maduro may have been in Venezuela.
Okay. Look, you're urging the Irish government to suspend US military use of Shannon Airport immediately. The government insists Shannon is used in line with international law. So are you accusing Irish authorities of knowingly turning a blind eye? And what kind of responsibility does Ireland carry, if any, when Shannon is used as a transit hub in situations like this?
Yes, we are accusing the government of turning a blind eye and being in breach of international law. International laws on neutrality are very clear under the Hague Convention. We are not allowed to allow military forces of any country to pass through Shannon Airport or pass through Ireland on their way to make war, as has been happening in Iraq, Afghanistan and elsewhere. So we are in breach, our government is in breach, knowingly in breach of international laws from that point of view. But Ireland, apart from that altogether, should be promoting international peace instead of supporting one side in the Ukrainian war. We should be using our positive active neutrality to make peace in Ukraine and in the Middle East and elsewhere. We are paying lip service to the Palestinian people, but still allowing aircraft going to Shannon Airport, going on to Israel, or going on to the Middle East in support of the Israeli genocide in Gaza.
But as you're aware, Edward, suspending US military access to Shannon would be a very dramatic step and could damage Ireland's diplomatic relationship with Washington. And I guess, given what we've seen happen in Venezuela, I'm not suggesting anything of that nature would happen here, but you don't want to fall foul of Donald Trump. Would you be prepared for the diplomatic and economic fallout that could come were we to suspend their military access to Shannon Airport?
The Ireland is to continue to be a neutral state in accordance with the will of the vast majority of the Irish people. Yes, we must be prepared to stop appeasing the United States, and the same applies to the European Union, of which we are a member. Our Minister for Foreign Affairs, Helen McNamee, and also the Gajah Callas, the Foreign Affairs representative of the European Union, had been accusing the Venezuelan government of not being legitimate. That is not for us as the European Union to make decisions like that.
What would you say, though, Edward, just to finish, to those who would say, well, Shannonwatch's position is ideologically driven rather than practical? How would you respond to that, just to finish?
Just the opposite. The safety and the security of the Irish people has always been best achieved by active neutrality, especially in recent decades. We can never be a military power by going along with the United States. We're making ourselves an enemy of Russia and other countries unnecessarily. At least it was good to see our Taoiseach on a visit to China. It's hugely important that we use our neutrality positively.
Okay, look, we do have to leave it there now, Edward. The line is it's getting a little difficult to hear you, but thank you so much for joining us. That's the founder of Shannonwatch, Dr. Edward Horgan, with us on Morning Focus.